Alright boys, today we're talking about one of the most underrated mechanics in Tarkov, sound hoarding. Tarkov doesn't give you wall hacks.
Let me tell you something, folks. This guy right here, he's incredible.
It doesn't give you radar, unless you're a cheater. But what Tarkov does give you is sound. Yes, there's been plenty of sound updates and they have worked on it, and I think it has gotten much better than it has in the past. And if you know how to use it properly, you can control fights before the enemy even knows you're there. In this video, I'm going to break down how sound works in Tarkov, why it matters so much, and how I use it to win fights that I probably shouldn't even survive. The first thing you've got to understand is this. Every single action in Tarkov makes noise. Running, crouching, walking, reloading, medding, looting, scavs talking, players voiping, even stepping on different surfaces can change your sound profile. It doesn't matter how geared you are. If you're loud, you're dead. Tarkov is unforgiving like that. New players think better gun equals more kills, but veterans know it actually better ears equals more survival. Half of Tarkov fights are decided before a bullet is fired, just by who heard who first. So let's break down surfaces, because this is where sound horn gets interesting. Concrete. It's loud, sharp footsteps. Easy to track in places like dorms, stronghold, or inside factory. Wood. It creaks and cracks. Super easy to pinpoint. That's why stairs and dorms are basically death traps. Everyone knows exactly where you are. Then you got metal. The loudest in the game. Like walking on catwalks in factory. It broadcasts your position to the entire map. And then grass. It's quieter, but inconsistent. A crouch walk in grass can almost mask you, but a full sprint is still obvious. And then glass and trash. Crunching noises, rare but super loud. Stepping on broken glass instantly tells someone your position. If you learn these sound cues, you can track down enemies by surface alone. You hear metal in stronghold, you know they're up top. You hear wood creaking in dorms, they're either stairwells or upstairs hallway. Hear gravel crunch, they're outside by the roads. One of the trickiest parts of Tarkov audio is vertical sound. The game doesn't always perfectly tell you if someone is above or below, but the tone of the footsteps changes. Above you, steps sound sharper, almost hollow. Below you, they're deeper, more muffled. Once you train your ear, you'll know the difference instantly. Direction is another big one. Tarkov audio is actually pretty clean compared to most shooters. If you hear a footstep slightly left, you can trust it's coming from that angle. Headsets amplify this, which is why sound horn is basically impossible without running good ears. Let's talk about headsets. If you're not running one, you're throwing. The sorting and the GSSH, sharp, amplify highs, great for footsteps on wood and gravel. Comtacs, they're balanced, good for all around use. And then you got the Razor, one of my favorites for customs because they handle outdoor noise better. Headsets don't just make things louder, they help separate sounds. They make scavs more obvious, they make players pop out from the background. Without one, you're basically half deaf in Tarkov. Here's where sound horn really matters, baiting and predicting. Just like that. Bait with noise. Throw a mag in the ground, shuffle a step, or reload an empty mag. People hear it and push. Catch reloads. If you hear someone reload, you've got 2 to 3 seconds where they can't shoot. That's your window. Listen to healing. Medkits are loud. If you hear a medkit, push immediately. They're vulnerable. Track rotations. One footstep across wood or metal gives away a whole flank. Wait, watch, punish. Sound turns fight into chess. If you know when to push and when to wait, you can beat guys with way better kits just because they made noise. Every map has its own sound traps. Customs, dorms, wood floors, and staircases are free intel. Stronghold catwalk metal is a dead giveaway. Construction gravel crunch exposes rotations. Factory, loudest map in the game. Metal stairs, wood floors, ventilation shafts, sound is everything. You can literally hunt players by noise alone. And then you got interchange. Echoes make it tricky. Footsteps bounce, so you got to focus harder. And on reserve, metal catwalks and bunkers are giveaway sounds. And then lastly, shoreline. Resort wood floors are as bad as dorms. Everyone knows where you are. Once you know these, you don't just play the map, you hear it. The best players in Tarkov aren't cracked aim gods. They're sound whores. They move slow, they crouch walk, they pause mid-rotation to listen. They bait sounds on purpose. They punish players who panic. If you ever watch top streamers, notice how often they stop moving just to hear? That's not hesitation, that's experience. In Tarkov, silence is information. Here's the flip side. Sometimes the best sound play is silence. Don't reload, don't med yet, don't loot. Just wait. Most Tarkov players are impatient. If you stay quiet, they'll make the mistake first. Sound isn't just footsteps. It's the absence of them. A quieter player waiting in the corner is sometimes more dangerous than the loudest Chad sprinting around dorms. So yeah, sound horn in Tarkov is everything. Gear helps, ammo matters, but if you can't hear and use audio properly, you'll never consistently win raids. Learn the surfaces, train your ear on vertical audio, run a good headset, and most importantly, let sound tell you what to do before you even see the enemy. That's how you win in Tarkov. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, drop a sub, and let me know in the comments what's the nastiest sound play you've ever pulled off in a raid. I'm Gator, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.